Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is on his way to St. Petersburg to meet his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. It'll be their first meeting in almost a year, ending a major diplomatic standoff after Turkey shot down a Russian jet for violating its airspace. In a moment, we'll have more from our correspondent at the Syrian border where that jet was brought down. Correspondent Ediz Tiyansan has more from Yaylada in Turkey's Hatay province. Ediz, good to see you. First of all, just take us through the significance of the location where you are right now in the context of this story.
Well, indeed, Natasha, this is really where it all started. We're standing on top of a hill at Turkey's southernmost tip. It's called Yaylada, and we are surrounded by Syrian territory in really both directions. They're so close. You can see the Syrian towns and their buildings from here. They're only 5-6 kilometers away. This is almost like a peninsula extending into the Syrian territory on the other side. So it was exactly here that the Russian Su-24 type jets were flying over, violating the Turkish airspace as they were conducting their airstrike campaigns on the other side on the ethnic Turkmen villages in Latakia. Now, there were two jets on the day of November 27th that were approaching the Turkish airspace, and according to the Turkish accounts, the military said they had warned them about 10 times before they even entered the Turkish airspace, and one of the jets stayed around 10 seconds just above in the airspace just above us, and we understand that one of the F-16 Turkish jets patrolling the area at the time fired at the Russian jet, and we understand that the jet fell just behind that hill behind me, according to the witnesses and images from the day. We understand that one of the two crew members, as they ejected from the plane, they were trying to land with a parachute, but all accounts say that one of the pilots was actually killed in the air, and a second Marine that was dispatched down there, a Russian Marine who was on a rescue mission, was also killed later on. So it was both the Russian aircraft they lost and also two of their high-level military staff they lost, which caused this months-long tension between the two countries.
Now, Ediz, President Erdogan going to Russia is a very important move, to be sure, but the ground has been softening between Russia and Turkey in recent weeks. Now, do you think that there's going to be everything going to be okay? I would imagine there's still going to be some pretty robust discussions.
Well, there's been some rapprochement already. I mean, it didn't thaw until recently. For months, Russia denied any of the Turkish claims, which was also supported by both United States and all of its NATO allies. But Russia all along, they denied any violation of Turkish airspace. And they even went as far as to say that the Turkish F-16 jets were deliberately ambushing the Russian jets as they were continuing with their campaign. But what we understand is lately, especially in the month of June, there was a turning point. That's when the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan sent a letter to his Russian counterpart, to the President Vladimir Putin, expressing his deep sorrow over the incident. In his letter, he said he was sending his condolences, rather, to the family of the pilot who lost his life, and also expressing one more time how deeply he shared his pain. And we understand that this letter was welcomed by Putin and the Russian citizens at large. And later on, there were gradual steps. We've seen some thawing of the relations. This was a prelude to this current official visit. And there's a whole new allegation now, especially after the latest coup attempt in Turkey. We've heard from the Turkish Deputy Prime Minister, Mehmet Şimşek himself, who said that these two pilots who were involved in attacking the Russian jet were also part of the minority, were also part of this Gülenist FETÖ terror group who also planned this latest coup attempt in Turkey. So now there is a whole other investigation going on to determine whether or not these pilots or their superiors had any ulterior motives in conducting this particular attack. And all of this really goes to show how bad Turkey feels about this incident and wants to move on, really.
Ediz Tiyansan on the Turkish-Syrian border. Thank you.